Welcome back to Brush Up Your Game, and today, Assimilation Target Prime. Well, round one, since we see another one in the Borg faction pack. This is, the second grand prize, the first being a Deep Space Nine model, but this is the first grand prize that was like, oh, you can run this as a ship in the game. Yeah. It's Galaxy class ship, but different, better, maybe, kind of. 5154, so a little bit more attack. 30 points, crew double weapon attack a Borg slot. And action, spend one drone token to repair one damage to your hull or shields. It's okay, but here's the kick in the proverbial pants. It loses battle stations, it gains regenerate, and also it's mirror Borg as factions. Not to say those are terrible factions. Borg is pretty good, but mirror, yeah, just hurts. Also here, spending a drone token to repair. Situationally good in missions if you know you're not going to get shot, so evade's not there. But here it's like you're just not. You're not really getting better. This is not a great named ability. 9090 arc maneuver dial basically is the same as a Galaxy. Red 6 straight, a lot of banks, no real turning. The 3 turns red. It's tough to fly. You can slap 360 fire on there, but it's not really built into mirror, and that makes it tough to use effectively. You also got the Enterprise D in the pack. This is a 5153, so it does lose a shield. It's not Borg anymore. It's just mirror. And this is double crew, triple weapon. Don't ask. During the roll attack die step at the combat phase, you may disable one of your active shields to gain +1 attack die. I have run this. It's okay. You do want to find ways to add more shields. Unfortunately, most of those ways are with tech slots. You could do it with systems upgrade and sacrifice a weapon slot. That would be my recommendation. There are some crew that add tech. Unfortunately, there's no real weapons that add tech. Boy, that would be nice. Once you have tech, you can do it with quark, cargo hold, stuff like that. Of course, you don't really want to do it with quark because you want the shields to start. But yeah, at least you have battle stations that can help. I've done a rank 'em with Tristan on our Enterprise, on our ships named Enterprise, on Galaxy class ships. This ship's near the bottom. It's not at the bottom. It's just a tough ship to fly. And again, it's the maneuver dial. That's what really holds it back. So, yeah. Generic here, one crew, triple weapon, and that should have been double crew, double weapon. But triple weapon generic might hold some intrigue. I don't really know if mirror's the place to do it. But if you're looking for 5 attack dice and triple weapon, I guess you can pull some stuff off. You do have 9090 arcs, so Ferengi torpedoes are plausible. Quantums you could make work. And you know what? There's always secondary weapons coming. So I think this is maybe a ship to watch, but I don't know. I'm very hesitant. Also, the Mirror Borg ship has been recosted. It's down at 24 now. That does make it much nicer than this 26 point that costs more but has less stats. And its crew weapon tech Borg, one of everything, does make it very versatile, but kind of like a Swiss Army knife. It has its utility, but it's not great at doing any particular aspect of the game. You can run I think it's like biogenic torpedo that uses a weapon slot and a Borg slot, so that holds some use, but it's not a great card. So, meh. Threat analysis in your Borg slot could be good. You got some fun tech you could bring in, but this is a ship you need multi-factioning to make it really work. All right, we get Captain William T. Riker. 7 skill, 4 points, talent slot. Each time you perform a battle station invade or a target lock action, place one additional token of the appropriate type on this card. Then during the activation phase, you may spend one token from this card and perform the corresponding action as a free action. So it's kind of getting you double actions. You just have to build it up. But you're never going to get two of the same. I think it's useful. You have to have the actions to get there. But, if you want battle station target lock or evade battle stations, there's some flow to this. It can work very nicely on like the Kelvin constitutions, the Kelvin Klingon ships. Might work on the Regent's flagship, actually. He's a decent captain there. Short of that, very niche uses. But I think he's at least okay. If we ever were to get a future Enterprise, the third nacelle Enterprise, all good things, he'd be fun on that ship. We get a couple of generics. Then we won't go back. If your ship, its captain, or any of its upgrades are targeted by an upgrade on an enemy ship, you may discard this card before that upgrade takes effect to immediately make one free attack against that ship. If the enemy ship is destroyed by this free attack, then the enemy upgrade does not take effect. Kind of cool. If nothing else, it's a bonus attack, which is nice. I like it on Regent's flagship. You really want it on something with a big firing arc. Regent's is nice because at least you get your named ability to shoot 360. That's why I like it best there. I don't like it on the little 90 forward arcs because it's too easy to be attacked from the side with an upgrade. And then there's nothing you can do about it. So we won't go back. An interesting card, a card that I think could see some play, especially if like a defense with a Romulan cloaking device, but still limits apply. Biogenic charge. I was actually talking about that. I said the bio torpedo or biomolecular torpedo. This is the card I was thinking about. You must use a Borg and a weapon upgrade slot to deploy this upgrade to your ship. Attack target lock, spend your target lock, and discard this card. To perform this attack at range 2 to 3, you get 7 dice. In addition to normal damage, the opposing ship must discard one of its crew upgrades of its choice for each damage you inflict to that ship's hull with this attack, max of 2. Why max of 2? Just let me blow through their crew. That would just be nicer. Add 1 drone token to your captain card for each crew upgrade that was discarded with this attack. That you could put the max of 2 on. And you cannot exceed your starting number of drone tokens. Again, just let me put the hurt on. Now, I think with all the restrictions that are here, needing a Borg slot, needing a weapon slot, having to spend the target lock, range 2 to 3, 7 dice is nice. It didn't need to cost 8 points. That's the problem. It's way too expensive. It needed to cost less, and yeah. That's all I'm going to say there. Fire all weapons. Another card. When it costs 7, that's just too much. Spend your target lock and disable this card to perform the attack. You may fire this weapon from your forward or rear firing arcs. Hey, that's at least nice. You may immediately make one additional attack with your primary weapon in a different enemy ship if possible, and it costs 5 more points for any ship other than a Galaxy, Intrepid, or Sovereign class ship. Yeah, so really to make good use of this, you're probably putting it on a Sovereign. You're going up to 8 points for it to cross faction, and yeah, it's just expensive. I like it. I like the theory behind it. I've never liked the base cost of 7, although getting 2 attacks with 5 dice, presumably, is pretty nice. You could put on Voyager, and you get an attack, and then you get a 360 attack, because that's a primary weapon attack, I believe. I don't know. Don't quote me on that. But I think it could work. But yeah, fire all weapons, just expensive. If you're looking to make multi-attacking work, this could be another piece to it. Quantum torpedoes, as far as the mirror goes. Spin your target lock, disable this card. If the target ship's hit, add a hit result to your total damage. You may fire this weapon from forward or rear arcs. Only 5 dice, range 2 to 3. Didn't need to cost 6 points. Shows early game design. Yeah, it's cheaper now, or does more stuff. Wharf, if you inflict at least 1 damage, normal or critical, to an enemy ship during the deal damage step of the combat phase, you may discard this card to inflict 1 additional normal damage to this ship. He is overpriced, but the fact that you get to wait until it's deal damage time, it gives him power. He works through interface generator because you are still inflicting damage, and that gives you a little bit more. I like that he bumps up the damage, and if you're one short, he can make sure that you're destroying an enemy ship. It's not everything, very situational, but a card I like for the possibilities here and there. Regeneration sequencers. This is a card I used kind of early on. Whenever one of your upgrades is discarded, repair 1 damage to your hull, or you may discard this card and spend a drone token to repair up to 2 damage to your hull. I use the first part. Whenever one of your upgrades is discarded, repair 1 damage to your hull. And I do it with Govol, protecting crew discards, and just repair. Put it on that Assimilation target prime that's getting extra attack, lowering shields, more susceptible to damage. It could also work with Ben Sisko, the DS9 version of him that when he suffers hull damage, he gains captain skill. So, little combos like that where you're looking to take damage, bump up, and then you want to find a way to repair. This card is a piece of it. If you want to run 2 of these, it's a little more intriguing because then whenever one of your upgrades is discarded, you're repairing not 1 but 2. That's a lot of points going into it, but I think regeneration sequencers could be an interesting piece of a repair ship. Granted, it's that one ship that's repairing, and you have to have a lot of ways to discard crew. I'd kind of like to see it with Gold Press Latinum. I think that could be a fun way to resurrect crew and then discard them again and keep repairing yourself. But I don't know. I think there's an idea there. But granted, this is a grand prize card. I was fortunate enough to win 2 of these, and way back in the day. So I had 2 regeneration sequencers to play with, and granted, this is before 50-point limit. I didn't go crazy. I think I was playing 60, but I think there's some interesting cards on this ship. I don't think they're amazing. I think there's nice ideas, and a ship like that makes me go, okay, this is a cool grand prize, but nothing here screams absolutely necessary for competitive. If you're playing on Tabletop Simulator, I think you can certainly be somebody who tries out Riker. You can certainly try out We Won't Go Back, or Fire All Weapons, or even Biogenic Charge. I think there's a place for them. You can try Worf. You can try regeneration sequencers. Try a double of it. But you don't have to. And you don't have to go, oh, I don't have it. So, you go, oh, okay, cool. I've got access to it. Let's play around with it. This is probably one of the, I'm going to say, 10 rarest ships in the game. So to me, it's worth bringing it up and saying, nothing here is fantastic. This is not meta redefining. But there is good, there's fun, there's interesting in this pack. And to me, That's worth something. So thank you all for watching, for listening. I appreciate your time. And until next time, keep brushing up your game. Take care.